again. This is part 3 of our mouse cheese maze, and today we're going to put the cheese in the maze, and I'm going to show you how to do that first, and second, give you some ideas about different gameplay, and the decision you make on gameplay will, of course, affect the code and the way you code your program. First of all, I want to show you that when I went looking for cheese, I first started with food, and at a quick glance, there was no cheese. I was so sad. And then just to double check, I went back to all and I did a search for cheese. And the closest thing I got was the cheese puffs, cheesy puffs, but no cheese. So that's a bummer. Now, if I was really good at drawing, I could come in here and paint, go to paint and make a blank rectangle, which we did for a maze, remember? And then I could create a piece of cheese. I am so not into that. So then I went looking for free stock pictures. I've got a couple of paid versions that I could have found cheese, but I wanted to do a free one because I want any of you to be able to do this if you want. So I found an image on Pixabay and it was free indeed. And so I downloaded it and I'm going to show you how I'm going to get it. I'm going to upload my sprite, go to my downloads, and here's my cheese. It's gigantic, but that was a free download from Pixabay and it uploads and there it is in my Scratch window. Obviously, first thing we need to do is change a size. I don't think 50% is going to cut it. Let's try 20%. That's not bad. Now the proportions are off, right? The mouse is teeny tiny and the cheese is bigger, but I'm not mad at that. Like we want to see it where we're going. It doesn't have to be super realistic. It's a fun kids game. So I'm good with that size. I think we'll stay at 20%. So there's my cheese. Woohoo! All right, what's the first thing we're going to do to program this cheese? So for now, I just want to show you how to program it so that it appears somewhere on your screen, not touching the maze walls. That's the important part because what you don't want is the cheese to be somewhere like this, right? We don't want the mouse to potentially run into a wall trying to get the cheese because it's like in the wall. So we're gonna code it to not do that. We're going to look at that forever loop like we've done before because we want it to be checking forever on if it's touching the wall. And you might remember that I might need an if else, but we'll change that later if I do. So if touching color, we're going to grab that black color again. And remember, it went to 0, 0, 0 last time. Let's see if it does it again. It does. So black is 0, 0, 0. So if it's touching color 0, let's do a couple things. First of all, as soon as you click the green flag, I want it to hide. Then I want it to go to a random spot. So then we're going to get into the forever loop. I thought I stopped it. Okay. So first thing, when you click the green flag, it's going to hide the cheese. Then we're going to have it in motion, go to, and we're going to use the random operator. So this goes back to our XY grid, and I'm going to pull that up just again in case you didn't see it before in another tutorial. Let's take a look at this. So in the XY grid, our X values are between negative 200 and, negative 240 and positive 240. So my pick random is going to be, let's say, negative 200 and positive 200. I think that's fair. If I were to show the cheese, let's drag it around. I need to show it first. I'm going to click on show, so it shows it again. If I put it way over here, that's at negative 209. That's not bad. So maybe I want to make it negative 210 to positive 210. I'm cool with that. All right. So it's going to pick a random number from negative X is going to be from negative 210 to positive 210. Y is going to be a random number. Again, looking at our grid, it goes up to 180 on the top and negative 180 on the bottom. So if I pull this way down here, it's at negative 161. So I'm going to choose negative 160, just rounding really, and to positive 160. So you could put your 180s up there. It's not going to stay there because it would interfere with the wall and it's going to bounce somewhere else. So that's why after, let's see, after it goes to a random space, we're going to see if it's touching the color. In fact, you know what? It's not going to be a forever loop. I'm thinking about this as I go here. Let's do a repeat. You know what? Let's just do it one time with no loop. I'm thinking about gameplay here, and I didn't want to teach you gameplay yet. So that, pardon me, I'm going to get ixnay the loops for now. If it's touching, I want an if else. So if it's touching the color black, I'm actually going to duplicate this random and make it go somewhere else. You know what? I want to repeat it until. Let's do that. Repeat until not touching color black. Hoo-hoo, how is that for crazy, using the negative in there? Honestly, I don't do it this way normally, so we're going to see how it goes. So if we're going to repeat until it's not touching the color black. So if it's not touching the color black, it's going to go right out of the loop. It's not going to even get in. If it is touching the color black, it's going to check. If it's touching the color black, oh, we know it is, right? So we don't need the if. Wow. Okay. As I change my methodology, my brain is thinking as I code. So repeat until not touching the color black. You're going to go to a random spot and you are going to show once it is not touching. So let's go back. Whoops, I did not mean to hit that. Let's go back to the backdrops. Not the mouse, the stage. Here we go. I'm going to get rid of this and go to level 1. And let's just try it. So it only does it one time, but look, it's not touching the black. Every time I hit it, it's going to go to another random spot, but it will never touch the wall because if it does, it has to respawn somewhere else. So that was the goal of the cheese. I think I might make a different tutorial about gameplay for this because it actually is tricky and it affects how you code it. So I'm going to throw away these and I'm going to, oh, I didn't mean to pull that out. Anyway, I'm going to throw away my extra code. I'm going to leave it here for now. And what we've done is we've showed how to make that cheese show up in a random way so that it is not touching the walls. But next video we're going to look at is how to make that cheese disappear when the mouse is touching it, and then gameplay. We'll talk about that in the next video. All right, we will see you soon and happy coding.